XRP is at 41 cents, guys, and it seems like Bitcoin is exploding to the upside. What else is about to happen? Is the world about to collapse or explode, guys? Right? Check this out. But actually, value only from Eller channel. Turkey is warning its citizens of an imminent threat of attack on the United States and Europe, urging them to return home immediately. Right? I mean, there has been a lot happening. Not only that, Iran is trending, guys, as you guys can see. Look at all this. Right? All this. What's happening? Let's check it out. Some reports in the media states that the 5.5 earthquake in Iran occurred last night due to attack on National Nuclear Research Center by Israel aircraft. Now people are starting to talk about what? WW3 about to begin, right? Breaking: multiple drone strikes targets factories in Iran. Reports said the drones came from an Israeli airbase. Do not doubt this will escalate, and Russia will have to side with Iran in a war against Israel. Wow. We're now talking about WW3 taking place, right? Smells like a false flag. Who knows what, guys? But it seems like this narrative is about to brew and brew and brew. We're going to be talking about it here very shortly. Report is behind drone strikes in Iran as well, right? So all this is happening. This all points towards what? Maybe we won't even see 2024 occur, right? As Mr. Poole did state. Israel launched a special military operation inside Iran. Again, a lot of talks about what, guys? This right here, right? But why? Israel lobby on how they need a false flag to start a U.S.-Iran war. Crisis initiation is really tough. The traditional way America gets to war is what would be best for American interest, right? Or American interest. Now, check this out. This is possibly why it's all happening as we speak, guys. iPet Goat shows the war starting with bombers bombing a mosque. Albert Pike, 3 World Wars letter from 1871 outlined the Middle East conflict for WW3, World War III. Let's check this out. Now, guys, we're from part of XRP in the XRP community. Now, this is quite interesting, so pay attention very carefully, and this is how it seems like this is the timeline, folks. Look at his eyes, plunge. Those are all stocks and S&P, and I'm pretty sure he was just talking about that right there. Right? And then it truly does finally begin, guys. The end of the world, right? If you look at that, the nuke goes off. So that is just crazy, guys. It is funny as well that he's going towards where? Once again, the sun, right? Of course he is. Now, did Albert Pike the Freemason predict 3 world wars, right? Yes, and he spoke about how to cause them too. Check this out, guys. I mean, what are the chances of this? World War III will not take place with Ukraine / Russia versus Ukraine. It's going to be happening like this, guys. Here we go. Today's video is very interesting. If you guys can like it, I'll really appreciate it as well, guys, and share the video. Who was Albert Pike? Albert Pike received a vision. I wonder what that vision, or how he received it was, in which way, which he described in a letter that he wrote to Mazzani, dated August 15, 1871. This letter graphically outlined plans for 3 world wars that were screened as necessary to bring about a one world order, and we can marvel at how accurately it has predicted events that have already taken place, right? And here we go, guys. Now we're going to be reading it from this PDF right here. Albert Pike letter to Mazzini. The Illuminati plan for 3 world wars. So, basically, August 15th, 1871. The following is a letter that speculation claimed that Albert Pike wrote to Mazzini in 1871 regarding a conspiracy involving 3 world wars that were planned in an attempt to take over the world. Now, remember, Albert Pike is what, or used to be, a Freemason, right? And who else is? We're going to be checking this out. That BG123 is also a mason, cracks a stone open, right? And BG123 is telling us about this new system inbound, right? So to speak. So these people are definitely in the know some way, somehow, guys. Now, let's read this. That were planned in an attempt to take over the world. The Pike letter to Mazzani was on display in the British Museum Library in London until 1977. This letter has been claimed by many internet sites to reside in the British Library in London, which denies the letter exists. And then Mazzani was an Italian revolutionary leader of the mid-1800s as well as the director of the Illuminati. I'm not quite sure about that, but Albert Pike was a 33rd degree Freemason, occultist, Grand Master. Come on, guys, right? We know about the Freemasons here. It's funny that they state certain events will take place, and it does. Following are apparently extracts from the letter showing how 3 world wars have been planned for many generations. The First World War must be brought about in order to permit the Illuminati to overthrow the power of the Tsars in Russia and of making that country a fortress of atheistic communism. The divergences caused by the agents of the Illuminati between the British and Germanic empires will be used to foment this war. At the end of the war, communism will be built and used in order to destroy the other governments and in order to weaken the religions. Very fascinating right there. Weaken the religions. The Second World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences between the fascists and the political Zionists. This war must be brought about so that the end, you guys know, is destroyed and that the political Zionism be strong enough to institute a sovereign state of Israel in Palestine. Now, this is very fascinating because this is where it all begins, right? About this narrative right here. During the Second World War, international communism must be strong enough in order to balance Christendom, which would be then restrained and held in check until the time when we would need it for the final social cataclysm. The Third World War. Again, it's crazy, guys. This is crazy, right? The Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agents of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leader of the Islamic world, right? So this is how we'll see WW3 occur. It's right here, guys. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam and political Zionism, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other, right? Islam and the state of Israel. There you guys go. And now look what we're saying. This narrative brewing with what? Israel, right? Meanwhile, the other nations and by the way, I don't believe WW3 will be taking place here very shortly. I believe it will be after the collapse later on, afterwards, right? Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on the issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economic exhaustion. Now, could it be happening now? I mean, could it tie in with what? The current financial reset? Let's wait and see, guys. We shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm which, in all its honor, will show clearly to the nations the effect of absolute atheism, origin of savagery, and of the most bloody turmoil. Then everywhere, the citizens obliged to defend themselves against the world minority of the revolutionaries will exterminate those destroyers of civilization and the multitude disillusioned with Christianity, whose deistic spirits will from that moment be without compass or direction, anxious for an ideal but without knowing where to render its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out in the public view. This manifestation will result from the general reactionary movements which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time. This is crazy, guys. So he states right here that the quote-unquote true light, so this points towards what? Elon Musk, Donald Trump, every major person that are playing their role, that are merely just puppets in order to what fulfill their agendas, right? Push what this, I guess, quote unquote, true light. Some people are now talking about it's a false light. Who knows, right? Of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, right? Which will. This is why corruption. It's funny that BG123 posted that sun, right? Or 2023 is a year of truth. Corruption will be exposed, right? That is where light comes into play. This is just fascinating stuff, guys. As well, we are entering a golden era, so to speak, right? You guys can see all this stuff. If you guys would like to check it out further, I'll have the link down description below because it gets very interesting here. Now, if you go back here, actually, look at this. Right? What do we see here, guys? A lot of narratives, which we just talked about. German tanks rolling in Eastern Europe, Israel bombing Iran, right? Israel carried out what? Drone strikes targeting a defense compound in Iran. Now remember, WW3 will not begin until what is stated here, a mosque is bombed, right? So this is crazy, guys. I just can't believe it. That whatever they do state comes into fruition, right? What are your thoughts about it? Comment down below. From Val Jester. All of the psyops and rituals taking place are actually beast rituals. This is why you see 33 everywhere, 666, etc. This all isn't for naught and has a real purpose. Something I ponder often is how the masses aren't even slightly aware of what is going on nor what's coming. Truth is stranger than fiction, because we get fiction from truth. Do you think that these things will continue for hundreds or more years to come? No, it's approaching a climax. The past and all the events entailed with it got us to this moment for now, right? For example, no one is safe, folks, as you guys can see right there. So, interesting stuff, guys. Very interesting stuff. Right. Now, if answer for today's video comes from Baba Cugs. Again, as we see right here, only account to tell you BG123 is amazing, cracks a stone. Only account to tell you 13-2 drops with the sun at 5 and 8, right? Oh, as well, when does the sun shine, right? March time frame, folks. Spring, right? At the same time. So there's a lot of interesting different things we could talk about here, but it's getting too long, so let's just stop it for now, guys. But you guys should probably prepare for the future world, so to speak, right? Not financial advice. But anyways, that's all for you guys. Amazing day, guys. See ya.